Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jack Taylor, and you have reached Imagine Easter Part 22. We're talking about the chief priest today, and the role of high priest had significant influence in the time of Jesus. Joseph Caiaphas held this position from 18 to 36 AD. He had been appointed by the Romans after his father-in-law Annas had been deposed. Now the high priest was always chosen from the descendants of Eleazar, who was the oldest son of Aaron, the brother of Moses. They were from the tribe of Levi. Now Caiaphas' father-in-law Annas had been deposed by the Romans in 15 AD, but he was still considered by many Jews to be the legitimate office holder. And so both men are acknowledged as high priests in Scripture. Caiaphas knew he ruled under the mercy of Rome. He knew how the Romans had already leveled Carthage and Gaul and Corinth for their rebellion. And at a meeting of the Sanhedrin, which was the ruling 70 leaders of the nation, the chief priests asked this question: "What are we accomplishing? Here is this man performing many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. And then the Romans will come and take away both our temple and our nation." Here's the motivation. Caiaphas speaks up. "You do not realize that it's better for you that one man die for the people than that the whole nation perish." John says he did not say this on his own, but as high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the Jewish nation. And not only for that nation, but also for the scattered children of God, to bring them together and make them one. So from that day on, they plotted to take his life. We have the motivation for Easter. Caiaphas is clearly one of the masterminds behind removing Jesus from the scene. He's the top religious figure in the nation and the one that people look to for direction as to what God was up to. Instead, he is so focused on how to appease the government authorities that he misses out completely on what God is up to. He even works against what Jesus says God is up to, and he gets others to join him in this. I wonder if any of us are so focused on the visible realities around us that we miss out on the invisible realities. In Matthew 26, we see that Jesus is arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane. He has been praying for hours, sweating droplets of blood, pleading that if there's any other way for salvation to happen apart from his sacrifice, then not my will but yours be done. So we know that what is coming is according to the will of God. Jesus is taken to Caiaphas, where the teachers and the elders had assembled. The false witnesses against Jesus accuse him without success. And Caiaphas finally stands up and says, "I charge you under oath by the living God, tell us if you are the Messiah, the Son of God." "You have said so," Jesus replied. "But I say to all of you, from now on you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven." Like Daniel in his vision. Then the high priest tears his clothes and says, "He has spoken blasphemy. Why do we need any more witnesses? Look, now you have heard the blasphemy. What do you think?" "He's worthy of death," they answer. Then they spit in his face, they strike him with their fists, others slap him, and they say, "Prophesy to us, Messiah, who hit you?" These are the religious leaders. We see that Caiaphas is actually not in control of what is happening because he and the plotters had already decided they wouldn't arrest Jesus during Passover because the crowds who had lauded him on that ride as king into Jerusalem, they might riot. But here it is Passover, and the arrest happens because Judas is ready to act. Caiaphas is in a fix. Jewish law says that blasphemers need to be killed, but Roman law forbids him from executing anyone. Caiaphas has to manipulate Pilate into believing that Jesus is guilty of sedition. More than anyone else, it is this figure of Caiaphas who manipulates the system to bring about his agenda, and it's his words, his fears, his hatred, his passions, his manipulations, and his intrigue, all of these which are within the sovereign design and desire of God for Easter. It's hard to believe. So often in our focus on our own agenda, we manipulate the discussion and decisions of others to see things our way. We don't realize that all along we're under the plan and the power of God. Caiaphas objects to Pilate's sign declaring that Jesus is the King of the Jews. But he's helpless to force the governor to change that title on the cross. In our self-focus on our own agenda, we don't realize that our words, our fears, our passions, our manipulations, while firmly under our responsibility, that they've been incorporated into the plans of the one who sees the end from the beginning. There is one who judges our judgments of others, and we're not going to escape that reality. In November 1990, the bones of Caiaphas were discovered in the old city of Jerusalem. A limestone chest and an ossuary with the name Joseph, son of Caiaphas, bore witness to the one who condemned Jesus to the grave. And while the bones of Jesus never stayed in a grave, the one who condemned him did. We're so close now to seeing the final hours of the Easter story played out. So join me tomorrow for one more figure as we imagine Easter together. And God bless you.